This is the final video of the Amazon Web Services Certified Cloud Practitioner course. We've covered every domain, cloud concepts, security, technology, and services, billing and support. Today is the synthesis, the decision rules an experienced engineer carries into the exam room, plus the night before exam checklist. Let's bring it home. By the end of this video, you'll have refreshed every high-value fact you need walking into the Amazon Web Services Certified Cloud Practitioner exam. This is the night before, morning of session. There's no new material here, just a fast sweep across all 4 domains to wake up everything you've already learned. So take a breath, and let's run through it together. Over the last 31 lessons, you've covered every corner of this exam, from the 6 advantages of cloud all the way through support plans and cost tools. In the last 2 episodes, we walked through 10 production decisions senior engineers get right, and we ran a full 15-question dress rehearsal. Everything is already in your head. Today we're just bringing it back to the surface. Here's the one thing to hold on to before we start. This session adds nothing new. It's pure recall scaffolding, designed to refresh the lists and numbers you've already memorized. And if your practice scores are sitting consistently at 80% or higher, you are ready. The real exam tends to read cleaner than reputable practice sets, so let's just warm up the memory. Let's start with the 6 advantages of cloud. In Amazon Web Services' own words, trade fixed expense for variable expense, which you may also see as capital expense in older materials. Benefit from massive economies of scale. Stop guessing capacity. Increase speed and agility. Stop spending money running and maintaining data centers, and go global in minutes. Amazon Web Services likes to paraphrase these into answer choices, so knowing the exact wording lets you spot the right option instantly. Now 2 lists that are easy to swap. The well-architected framework has 6 pillars: operational excellence, security, reliability, performance efficiency, cost optimization, and sustainability, which is the newest one, added in 2021. The Cloud Adoption Framework has 6 perspectives instead: business, people, governance, platform, security, and operations. Pillars are about building a good architecture. Perspectives are about organizing the people and processes around a migration. Keep them in separate boxes. Here's a quick hook for those 6 perspectives. The first 3, business, people, and governance, are the non-technical ones, the human and organizational side. The last 3, platform, security, and operations, are the technical ones. Split them down the middle that way and the list comes back fast under pressure. On to the 7 R's of migration. Rehost is lift and shift, moving virtual machines to EC2 with no changes. Replatform is lift and reshape, a small optimization like swapping a self-managed database for RDS. Repurchase is drop and shop, replacing an app with a SaaS product like moving to Salesforce. And refactor is the big one, re-architecting a workload to be cloud native. The key word in the question tells you which are wins. And the final 3, relocate moves VMware infrastructure to the cloud with no operating system conversion or app changes. Retain leaves a workload where it is for now, often because of compliance or hardware that isn't fully depreciated. And retire decommissions whatever you no longer use. So when a question says keep it for now, that's retain, and when it says shut it down, that's retire. Quick refresher on the global infrastructure hierarchy. A region is a geographic area, like the one labeled here, and it contains multiple isolated availability zones. Each availability zone is one or more discrete data centers with redundant power and networking, and this is where your real workloads run, your EC2 and your RDS. Edge locations are something different. There are hundreds of them worldwide, used by CloudFront and Global Accelerator to cache content close to users. The decision rule is simple. If the question is about running compute, you need an availability zone, because edge locations only deliver and cache content. Here's the official wording straight from Amazon Web Services, naming all 6 pillars in a single breath: operational excellence, security, reliability, performance efficiency, cost optimization, and sustainability. If you can recite this sentence, you'll never miss a question that's just testing whether you know the full set, and you'll never accidentally drop sustainability. Now into security and compliance, the second domain and a heavily weighted one. The concept that anchors it all is the shared responsibility model. So let's refresh how the line between Amazon Web Services and you shifts depending on the service. The rule is simple: the more managed the service, the less you're responsible for. With EC2, which is infrastructure as a service, you patch the operating system, plus apps, data, and IAM. That's the largest customer surface. With RDS, a managed service, Amazon Web Services patches the database engine for you, but you still own the data, the access, and the network rules. And with S3 and Lambda, Amazon Web Services manages almost everything, leaving you mostly data and IAM. But notice the line at the bottom: no matter the tier, you always own your data, your IAM, and your encryption choices. The 4 IAM building blocks. A user is a permanent identity for one person or app, with long-term credentials. A group bundles users that share the same policies, and groups can't be nested. A role is assumed temporarily for short-term credentials, used by services, federated users, or cross-account access. And a policy is the JSON document that actually defines the permissions attached to any of those identities. The keyword to lock in: when a service needs access to another service, the answer is a role, never embedded access keys. A handful of tasks can only be done by the account root user: changing the account name, email, or root password, changing the Amazon Web Services support plan, closing the account, turning on S3 bucket MFA delete, and restoring IAM permissions or registering as a seller in the reserved instance marketplace. Notice the pattern. These are all account level and billing level operations. Best practice is to lock root away behind multi-factor authentication and only touch it for these rare tasks. Now the security service keyword map, which is pure pattern matching. Guard duty is intelligent threat detection from your logs. Inspector scans EC2 instances, container images in ECR, and Lambda functions for known vulnerabilities. Macy discovers sensitive data and personally identifiable information in S3. Shield handles distributed denial of service attacks, while WAF filters web traffic at layer 7. KMS manages encryption keys, and Cloud HSM gives you dedicated hardware custody. And finally, Detective investigates the root cause of an incident, while Security Hub is your central dashboard. The 3 you'll most often need to separate are Guard Duty, Inspector, and Macy. So anchor each to its one-word trigger: detection, vulnerability scan, and sensitive data. Security groups versus network ACLs, a high-frequency contrast. A security group works at the instance level. It's stateful, so return traffic is automatically allowed. It supports allow rules only, and it evaluates all rules together. A network ACL works at the subnet level. It's stateless, so you must explicitly allow return traffic. It supports both allow and deny rules, and it evaluates rules in numbered order, lowest first, with first match winning. Think of the security group as a bouncer who remembers each guest, and the network ACL as a neighborhood gate working off a numbered rulebook that forgets you instantly. Reversing stateful and stateless is the classic slip. Now the cloud technology and services domain, the single largest one on the exam. This is where the specific numbers earn their keep, so let's lock them in, starting with S3 storage classes. Here's the minimum storage duration ladder. Standard and intelligent tiering have no minimum at all. The 2 infrequent access tiers, Standard IA and One Zone IA, are both 30 days. Then Glacier Instant Retrieval and Glacier Flexible Retrieval are both 90 days. And that catches people. because they have very different retrieval speeds but share the same minimum. And finally, deep archive is 180 days, so the ladder is 30, 90, 180. And here's that 30-day rule in Amazon Web Services' own words. If you delete an object from one of the infrequent access tiers before the 30 days are up, you still get charged for the full 30 days. That's why moving short-lived data into a colder tier can actually cost more than leaving it in standard. 2 pricing numbers to nail down. On demand is your baseline with no commitment. Reserved instances and savings plans give you up to 72% off in exchange for a 1 or 3 year commitment. And spot instances give you up to 90% off, the steepest discount, with the catch that Amazon Web Services can reclaim them with a 2-minute warning. So spot is 90, committed is 72. Use spot for fault-tolerant, stateless work, and reserved or savings plans for steady, predictable usage. The database keyword map, again pure matching. Relational or SQL points to RDS or Aurora. NoSQL, key value, or serverless database points to DynamoDB. Data warehouse, analytics, or petabyte points to Redshift. Cache, in memory, or microsecond points to Elasticache. Graph or relationships points to Neptune, and MongoDB compatible points to DocumentDB. And rounding it out, Cassandra is key spaces, time series is time stream, and an immutable ledger is QLDB. Let the noun in the question pick the engine. CloudFront versus Global Accelerator. The core difference is whether you're caching or routing. CloudFront is a content delivery network that caches content at the edge. It handles HTTP and HTTPS, and it's your answer for websites, video, and downloads. The trigger is cache web content. Global Accelerator does not cache anything. It routes traffic over the Amazon Web Services backbone using static Anycast IP addresses, and it's built for TCP and UDP workloads like gaming, Internet of Things, and voice. The trigger there is static IP, non-HTTP, or fast regional failover. Now the 3-way observability comparison. CloudWatch is about performance, the metrics, alarms, and logs that answer how is it performing. Think of it as watching the heartbeat. CloudTrail is about audit, recording every API call to answer who did what, when, and from where. Think of it as following the footprints. And Config is about configuration, tracking how a resource is set up and whether it drifted from the desired state over time. Think of it as inspecting the blueprint. Heartbeat, footprints, blueprint, 3 different questions. Last domain, billing, pricing, and support. It's the smallest slice of the exam, but the facts are easy points. 2 support response numbers anchor everything. Under 1 hour, and under 15 minutes. Let's place them. Here's the support ladder. Basic is free and gives you no technical case support. Developer gives business hours email, under 24 hours for general guidance and under 12 hours when your system is impaired. Business is 24/7 with under 1 hour when a production system is down. Enterprise on-ramp drops that to under 30 minutes for a business-critical system. And Enterprise is under 15 minutes plus a designated technical account manager. The 2 to memorize: Business is under 1 hour, Enterprise is under 15 minutes. One heads up for the real world. Amazon Web Services announced in 2025, the developer, business, and enterprise on-ramp are being discontinued on January 1, 2027. Enterprise on-ramp customers will be automatically upgraded to enterprise support, while developer and business customers must actively opt in to the new Business Support Plus tier before that date. For the exam, the current guide still lists these plans, so the numbers you just learned remain valid. 2 quick mappings here. For Trusted Advisor, Basic and Developer plans only get the core checks. The full set unlocks at Business Plan or higher, across 6 categories: cost, performance, security, fault tolerance, service limits, and operational excellence, and Enterprise adds Trusted Advisor priority on top. One quick note: Operational Excellence was added in late 2023, so some older study materials still list only 5 categories. Go with 6. For the free tier, there are 3 flavors. Always free never expires, like 1 million Lambda requests a month. 12 months free covers your first year, like 750 hours of micro EC2. And trials are a short window after you activate a specific service, so the queues are forever, first year, and X-day trial. And the 4 cost management tools, sorted along a timeline. The pricing calculator estimates costs before you deploy anything. That's planning. Budgets alerts you when cost or usage crosses a threshold you set. That's proactive. Cost Explorer visualizes and analyzes your past and current spend trends. And the cost and usage report is the most granular line item data, exported to S3 for deep analysis. Estimate before, alert when, analyze trends, and deepest detail, in that order. Now the exam day logistics. First, bring your identification. At a physical test center you need 2 forms of ID, but for the online proctored exam you need just one government photo ID, and the name on it must exactly match your Amazon Web Services certification account. Second, arrive or check in 30 minutes early, and if you're testing online, run the system check on the actual machine and network you'll use. Third, pace yourself at about 83 seconds per question, since you have 65 scenarios in 90 minutes. Fourth, if a question stalls you, flag it and move on, then come back with your remaining time. And finally, answer every single question, because there's no penalty for guessing and a blank simply counts as wrong. And straight from the official exam guide, your score lands somewhere between 100 and 1000, and you need 700 to pass. Unanswered questions are scored as incorrect, and there's no penalty for guessing. So the takeaway is plain: never leave anything blank, because a guess can only help you. Let's recap the numbers worth carrying in. S3 minimums are 30 for the infrequent access tiers, 90 for both Glacier Instant and Flexible, and 180 for Deep Archive. EC2 discounts are up to 90% on spot and up to 72% on reserved and savings plans. Support response is under 1 hour for business and under 15 minutes for enterprise. The exam is 65 scenarios in 90 minutes, and you pass at 700. And the readiness benchmark: if you're consistently above 80% on practice, you're ready. Let's do a quick 5 scenario check before we close. That's your full sweep. Trust the work you've put in across these 31 lessons. The real exam consistently reads cleaner than the practice sets you've been drilling. So walk in calm, pace yourself, and answer every question. You've got this. Go pass it. Question 1. An application on an EC2 instance needs to read objects from an S3 bucket. What's the recommended way to grant that access? Is it A, attach an IAM role so the instance gets temporary credentials? B, store long-term access keys in a config file? C, make the bucket public? Or D, embed root credentials in the code? Lock in your answer before I give it away. The right call here is A. When any service needs to reach another Amazon Web Services service, the answer is always an IAM role. The instance receives automatically rotated temporary credentials, so there are no long-term keys sitting around to be stolen. Question 2. A company has compliance archives kept for 7 years, almost never retrieved, and waiting several hours to retrieve is fine. Which storage class fits and has the lowest cost? A, Standard IA at 30 days. B, Glacier Instant Retrieval at 90 days. C, Glacier Deep Archive at 180 days. Or D, Intelligent Tearing with no minimum. Think about which constraint matters most here. It has to be C, and here's why. Deep Archive is the cheapest class. Its minimum duration is 180 days, and retrieval times measured in hours line up perfectly with rarely accessed compliance data. Question 3. A security analyst needs to know which user terminated an EC2 instance, when, and from what source IP. Which service answers that? A. CloudWatch, B. Config, C. GuardDuty, or D. CloudTrail. Pause here if you want more time. The answer is D. CloudTrail. It records every API call, capturing who did what, when, and from where. CloudWatch watches performance, and Config tracks configuration state, but for who did what, you follow the footprints in CloudTrail. Question 4. A startup wants 24/7 access to cloud support engineers and a response under 1 hour for a production system that's down, at the lowest cost. Which plan? A. Developer, B. Business, C. Enterprise, or D. Basic. Got your pick? Let's see. This one is B. Business support. It's the lowest tier that delivers 24/7 engineer access and a production down response under 1 hour. Enterprise also meets those needs, but it costs far more, and the question specifically asked for the lowest cost. Question 5, and this one calls back to network security from an earlier episode. A team needs a stateless firewall at the subnet level that can both allow and deny traffic, evaluating rules in numbered order. Which control is that? A. A security group, B. WAF, C. A network ACL, or D. Shield. Run the decision rule from earlier before you answer. It has to be C, and here's why. A network ACL works at the subnet level, it's stateless, it supports both allow and deny rules, and it evaluates them in ascending numeric order. A security group, by contrast, is instance level, stateful, and allow only. That wraps the whole course. Go pass the exam on your first try. If this series helped, leave a comment telling me how it went, and subscribe so you catch the next certification course when it drops. Thanks for watching.